Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome to Overwatch Central. One of my favourite things to come out of the Overwatch anniversary event last year were the dance emotes. It reminded me of an old video that I remember watching, going over the dances in World of Warcraft, where they came from, what they were references to, as Blizzard love to put those kind of things into games. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're actually going to talk about the references, more specifically to the newest free dance emotes, then I guess we'll go through all of the others as well. So this is just a more fun video and also a bit of a celebration, I suppose, going over the dance emotes where they come from. But regardless, let's go straight into the first one, which is going to be on Moira. I wanted to start with Moira's because Moira's is the easiest to pinpoint where it comes from. Some of these references are a little bit sketchy. Looking through a couple of websites on Reddit and other videos, there are a couple of these dance emote references that aren't quite up to scratch. You can kind of understand where the person is coming from, but it just doesn't quite match as well. Moira's perfectly. Moira's comes from this cybergoth video with this industrial dance, but as you can see, it matches up pretty nicely. Next up, let's go over Brigitta's, which matches up fairly nicely to a victory dance from the Swedish handball team. You can tell it's definitely derivative, certainly the shoulder stuff, but everything else, not too much. But it's still fairly easy to say that this is where it came from. Doomfist is one of the hardest ones to really place. Some are saying that it's a sea walk dance, but some are saying actually that it's from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, with Groot just shuffling around to Mr. Blue Sky whilst everybody else is kicking ass. Honestly, kind of feels like some of the ranked games that we have with some people, honestly. This is one where nothing specific has come to fruition. Could be one or the other or just something entirely different. But do let us know what you think if you were to vote for either Groot or Sea Walk, which one would it be for Doomfist? Now, I figured because we never actually did it last year, we'd go over the other dances from the previous event. And I want to break these into two sections. See, a lot of these emotes specifically reference something in a certain dance. However, there are some that take a stylistic approach, I suppose. Say, for example, Widowmaker, she does a ballet spot, and there are a couple of moves from very famous sections of ballet. However, it's not all following a similar pattern to, say, the Sunny dance that May does, because you can definitely tell that's what she's doing. So we're going to break these into the ones that are very specific first, and then go over the ones that are more generic dances, I suppose. So we'll start with those first. Bastion, you can definitely tell it's the Ride the Train dance by Quad City DJs. It's the easiest to tell when you look at it from Dance Central's perspective. It's good to know that Bastion does that in his spare time. For Diva, Voltron Got Served is the reference point from Robot Chicken and Adult Swim. Very easy to spot that this is what it's referencing to. Genji is doing a Kinyas routine. They're an American dance crew that have recently run reality shows in the US. So for UK people, think diversity, but honestly better by the looks of it. Hanzo is one of my favourite dances in the game, actually. It's Sorambushi, which is a Japanese fisherman dance. You can definitely tell that this is what it is, and it's nice to see that it's a good reference there. I honestly just think it's really cool to watch. Junkrat has the Running Man, there's no doubt about that. A lot of people saying that it references Fresh Prince and Will Smith's routine. Easy to tell, I think. Mercy is most definitely doing the hustle. Reinhardt, another great emote to reference the Gene Kelly waltz from Let Me Call You Sweetheart. Roadhog is doing the Cabbage Patch, and most know that the Roadhog Junkrat combination share a high five once they're maneuvering around together. So people still don't know that, it's quite impressive. Sombra is doing a shuffle dance like on screen, but there's also a clip of the voice actress for Sombra actually doing it too, and did a really good job of it. Tracer is obviously doing the Charleston, and I do love how appropriate some of these dances are for players. Winston's doing a twist, more notably from Pulp Fiction. This is the kind of stuff that I like to pull out at clubs. Has never really done me well, hopefully it works with Winston a little bit more. And Zarya is doing a 1988 National Aerobics Championship introduction video. Honestly, the music on that is really good, so I would recommend highlighting that. And it's also great for memes, just for future reference if anybody makes them out there. I know I've done my fair share. Now we go over the ones that aren't really specific to certain routines, but you can tell, say for example, Anna, it's more or less belly dancing, but there's no specific clips that really show the movements, but it could be other aspects of different areas. Lucio is doing some rollerblade break dancing. Honestly, I struggle to just go forward with rollerblades, and there was somebody that I walked past the other day that was doing stuff like this, and it's amazing to watch. McCree's doing some electric slide line dance routines. I remember having to do this at school once. I very much didn't enjoy it. Reese is a bit of an iffy one. I think you'd put it down to more of an equestrian routine where horses basically dance a little bit. But also could be references to Morris dancing. It's not very clear, it's just Orisa just jumping around very energetically. Farah's doing some air guitar, bit of Pete Townsend from The Who, swinging the arm up. Apparently once he did that and he hit his arm on a little metal bar that comes out of a guitar that you can use to do some really cool sound effects. He hit that with his hand and it went straight through. Bit of interesting Pete Townsend knowledge for you. Might be an urban myth, I don't know. Reaper doesn't dance, but we all know secretly that Reaper really wants to floss here. Soldier 76's dance is very weird. It could be the engineer from TF2, it could be this sort of weird dance that's been leaked, but it's also apparently a reference to one of the Blizzard employees' dad dancing from a previous panel that they did, I think at BlizzCon. Symmetra is very much Bollywood / Kathak inspired, movements taken from both, nothing specific. Torbjorn's is another very weird one. People said he can't dance from Fresh Prince again. Also references to Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark. Those generic sort of movements, I suppose, of just swinging from side to side. But it could also be reference to me when I'm told that my takeaway delivery is on its way. Widowmaker, very typical ballet. As I said at the start of the video, some very specific movements that could be from specific ballet sequences, but nothing really cut and dry yet. It's very hard to tell. And Zenyatta, Tai Chi orientating more than anything. Slow, methodical moves. It's very fitting for the character. But that's everybody that we wanted to go through. Some of these are a lot more easier to talk about than others. Some are just case, yep, Farah's doing air guitar, that's pretty cool. But just in case you didn't know what they were references to, I thought we'd go over it today. Let us know your favourite dance. Thanks for watching, take care, we'll see you next time.